This is the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Brueski.
We are talking right now with Eric Faddis, personal injury attorney, trial lawyer, civil and criminal litigator, former felony prosecutor, about Joran Van der Sloot. I got to admit, I think for a long time thought his name was Joran Van der Sloot. It's Joran Van der Sloot, but if you say it real fast, no one really notices that you said the D or didn't say the D. But this is a compelling case. He's back in the country. Obviously, if you've been playing along at home, he is the one that has been connected and accused in the murder of Natalee Holloway. Now that he's here, he's not being tried for those crimes. He's being tried for the attempted and actually was successful extortion of money from Natalee Holloway's parents, eventually getting $25,000 out of them for information on where he buried the body. That never really came to fruition. He said it was all a hoax. He, of course, was arrested in his own native country on murder charges and found guilty for another murder after Natalee. But now he's back here facing those extortion charges. Where do you think this is all going to head, Eric?
Yeah, so many moving parts to this one. Oh, and a little fun fact. I think in his native Dutch dialect, his first name is pronounced Joran.
Joran. Okay. Maybe we should start doing it here out of respect for the Dutch dialect.
Yeah, man, this one. So, as your listeners probably know, this guy was already convicted of a different murder, and he was already serving a sentence for a different murder. They extradited him to the States to stand charges for not the death of Natalee Holloway, but some nefarious after the fact dealings where he tried to sell the location of Natalee's body to her mother over the phone, which is just dastardly in my opinion. And so I think prosecution's going to try to hammer him on those extortion charges. I think he is eligible for the max sentence. The case sounds pretty darn provable. And from there, they're going to see if there is any sort of foothold they can get on the murder case. That part might be a little less likely to come about, but we'll have to see.
How would that path look? What would be along that path to allow them to go after him for the murder in the United States?
Yeah, one thing could be to try to strike a deal with him, and that sounds kind of unsightly and perhaps appropriately so. But the prosecutors could approach Van der Sloot and say, "Hey, if you'll give us more information about what happened to this poor girl, we'll try to strike some deal with you. Try to give you some kind of concession. Based on the gravity of the horrendous alleged acts that happened, I think that's pretty unlikely. But there's a chance that Van der Sloot's attorneys could slip up in providing some information, and some of that information can be analyzed by the authorities to see if there is any link whatsoever to the Natalee Holloway disappearance. But short of that, I think it would be unlikely that a strong direct connection is made through this current extortion case.
What sort of carrot could they put on a stick out there for him? I mean, he's already facing many, many more years in prison when he goes back. If he's convicted on this, then he comes over here and serves prison time for a good chunk, if not the rest of his life. I mean, what are the advantages of him speaking up at all right now if they were to try and strike some sort of deal?
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, could the authorities offer to shave off a few years of the potential, multi-year sentence that he's facing? Possibly. Could they try to make some concession regarding where Van der Sloot may be housed? There's a question as to where he is going to serve which sentence at what time. I believe he's already serving a sentence in, I want to say it's Peru for another murder. So is there some concession they can make regarding extradition, regarding where he's housed, regarding shaving off a few years from his sentence in order to get some valuable information and closure for this family? It's something the prosecutors will explore within their office in this case.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking he won't be back in the U.S. until 2038 when he's finished serving out his prior sentence for that murder. And then you add this on top of it. It's just going to be an interesting thing. Is this someone who believes that he's innocent. Does he have any conscience on any of this? Just the way he holds himself, I know, just angers a lot of people watching him. It angers me as well, but it does make you wonder. I think the biggest thing people want is just accountability more than anything. Just, look, this happened, I did it, and then and knowing where the body is, just for the family, of course. But the constant defiance, I don't know why we would expect to see anything different at this point.
Yeah, this guy, Van der Sloot, has been all over the board. He's denied it, and denied it and denied it. And then he tries to make some deal with Natalee Holloway's mom to tell her where the body is. So that's pretty inconsistent with his denials. You can't really, he's talking out of both sides of his face. For decades, he's been doing that on this case. Can you really believe anything that comes out of this guy's mouth? I don't know that you can.
You're locked into the Hidden Killers podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.